Hello, my loves. It's me, Gabrielle, and today we're talking about energy vampires. This concept of energy vampire is pretty commonly understood to be a person who drains you of your energy. It's like they suck the energy right out of you, just like those blood sucking characters in horror movies. A vampire is someone that you don't want to be around. They are going to kill you. But yet, so many times in our lives, we find ourselves stuck in relationships with energy vampires. And I'd like to add that an energy vampire could be a person, but it could also be a situation, a job, an environment. So, really, the important takeaway is to pay attention to your energy because energy is the most important resource that we have in life. And if we're not paying attention to it, then other people and situations will just suck the life out of us because they're looking to gain from your energy and they don't care if you end up in a very bad situation because of it. An energy vampire drains your energy, and it's not just in the moment. I know that after I've spent maybe an hour with an energy vampire in my life, for the next 3 days, I have felt energy less. So, totally no energy. I have felt depressed, like totally not myself because I'm not typically a depressed person. But when I spend time with these energy vampires, I am literally I feel like all of the life has been sucked out of me and I feel like a shell of myself. Like I am just struggling and like I am just crawling along trying to like find my way back to myself again. So, how do you know if someone is an energy vampire? Is it enough just to feel that negative energy or the energy drained out of you? I mean, yes, that is a very good sign. Also, you may feel like a lesser version of yourself because it's very common that an energy vampire tries to put you down. It may be a direct put down, like maybe some kind of statement about how you look, or maybe like a backhanded compliment, like or maybe putting some expectation on you, like, oh, I thought by now you would be married, or like the backhanded compliment thing, it could be like, oh, for a big girl, you look pretty good in that outfit, something that's like actually not a compliment and makes you feel worse. They could be just having expectations of you that are totally inappropriate, and like maybe they expect you to give them money or to give them something that you don't owe them. You don't owe them anything unless you literally do owe them money that you borrowed or something. But I'm not talking about that. This is when you're dealing with entitled people. It could be a friend, a family member. It could be, even a coworker or someone else in your life who feels like you really do owe them something, even though you don't. I had someone change in my life. So when you start a friendship or a relationship with someone, things can change over time, over the years. And so this person ended up being a rather selfish person over time and really just focusing on her needs and not the needs of the friendship or, my life. And so a healthy relationship is one that has a good balance where you're, listening to each other, not judging, not trying to one up each other. I find that sometimes when people are comparing themselves to you, trying to always like be smarter or have the whatever the thing is, a nicer car, a nicer outfit, or it could be even, hey, look, I have this really hot like girlfriend or boyfriend and you don't. That comparison game can end up being like a suck of energy, an energy suck, that energy vampire thing. So if you're feeling put down, if you're feeling like this person is always trying to one up you, if you're feeling like they're expecting something from you that you actually don't owe them. Because trust me, even with your own family, you don't owe them anything. I say the only thing that I owe is my mortgage loans from my rental properties. I don't owe anybody else anything. I signed a contract for those loans, so yeah, I do owe them. But I didn't sign any contract with anyone else about what I owe them in terms of my time, my attention, etc. So that is a choice. It's your choice too. So you have to get back to yourself. That is why you feel this loss of energy, because you've literally lost yourself in this person who is like sucking it out of you. You can feel the energy drain. You probably just want to go home and take a nap and like not talk to anybody else after talking to these people. So what you need to do in this situation to save yourself and find yourself again is, one, spend the least time possible, like the least amount of time possible. Once you identify that this person or these people in your life are being energy vampires, and just a side note, they may not be energy vampires forever. Things can change. But if you identify that this is happening, you have to save yourself. This is serious. This can be life-changing. If you allow someone to take your energy from you and you allow that to happen over and over, your life is going to end up on a very different course than if you save your energy, if you're true to yourself and focus on you first, your priorities. I'm not talking about being a selfish person. I'm talking about putting your energy and your basic needs in first place. It's the oxygen mask thing. When they say like get on the airplane, put the oxygen mask on yourself in case of emergency first and then help others. It's the same idea. So how do we get back to helping yourself first? First, you have to reduce or totally eliminate, if you can, the amount of time that you're spending with someone. So this might look like not taking their phone calls, not texting back right away, really assessing whether when they're calling or texting you or trying to talk to you or trying to, access your time and energy, is it really an emergency? I'm talking about, is anyone bleeding? Did anybody die? Like, are we calling 911? Because if so, you should be calling 911 and not me. I actually had to tell someone this. I said, hey, if you have an emergency, don't call me, call 911. Because sometimes people want to put their emergencies on you because you are a very nice and helpful person, and they're going to take advantage of that. So redirect that. Say, hey, if you really have an emergency, call 911. And that could sound a little flippant, but like I literally had to tell someone this. But the point is, reduce that interaction. So if you normally text back right away when they try to contact you, don't. Wait a day. Wait longer if you can. I mean, this is very situation by situation, person by person, relationship by relationship, but the more time and space, distance that you can put between you, at least temporarily, while you kind of re-find yourself, the better. Okay, so stop responding right away to their emergencies, because everything is an emergency with a lot of these energy vampires. And of course, you've probably heard this before, but boundaries are so important. So remember that they are not your responsibility. Their emergency or their basic needs are their responsibility. So unless you literally are the legal caretaker of a person, a child, you are not responsible for them, okay? So if we're talking about another adult who legally has the ability to care for themselves, legally, mentally, whatnot, you have to give them credit. You have to remember that they are smart, capable individuals who can take care of themselves. Maybe they don't want to, maybe they would rather have you take care of them, but that doesn't matter, because right now you have to establish that boundary or re-establish the boundary, whatever that may be. So, maybe this person could be using you as a therapist. Maybe every day they want to talk about like their love life or some family problems or whatever it may be in their life. And they just really want your ear to listen to them because you're such a good listener. And, to a certain extent, that is really nice to be able to do that in a friendship. But when it becomes unbalanced or it's so consistently negative all the time, you can tell them, hey, I really recommend that you find a therapist. But you can of course say like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Like empathize first and then say, I have to run, but I really think you would do better talking to a therapist about this, someone who is trained and can offer you some more support, right? So in this way, you're both supporting the person, but drawing that boundary. Because look, your time and energy, again, is the most important resource that we have. And this person is taking it like for nothing. They're not paying you. You're not their therapist, right? So there's that. Now, another tool that I think about besides putting distance between you, putting boundaries in place, is think about if you weren't you and if you were a total stranger to the situation, or better yet, not just a stranger, but someone you really admire. So think about someone you really admire, whether that's like Oprah or Sir Richard Branson or, someone that you're like, wow, I want to be more like them. Okay, now you're going to like teleport them into your situation to be you. How would they be responding to this energy vampire in the situation? I'm going to guess that they would not have the time of day to entertain this person's constant emergencies, demands, expectations. What would they do? Maybe they would ignore them. Maybe they would make a quick suggestion, like I just said, like, okay, I recommend therapy. Maybe they would, suggest a resource. Oh, here is the phone number of, this nonprofit organization that you can go to and ask for help. Maybe they would do something else, but my point is, for sure, I would bet so much money that they would not put up with the BS that you're putting up with right now, because for whatever reason, you have this story in your head that we're going to change, that you have to put up with this. You have to help this person. Maybe it's because they're a family member. Maybe it's because they're a friend and you don't want to lose the friendship. But I have to tell you, relationships come and go. Even your best friends, they can come and go. Even family, they can come and go. And one final thought, like a mental exercise that I've really enjoyed doing, even though it's rather dark and macabre, I like that word, but I don't know if I'm saying it right. Imagine this person who is kind of like leaning on you and your time and your energy. What would they do if you died today? Would they survive? Would they be able to figure it out? Well, they would have to, because they wouldn't be able to lean on you. So that thought, even though it's very dark, and I'm not saying I want to die, that's very, like, not even something I'm considering. I'm just saying, let's put it this way. If you weren't around, let's say you had to move to Japan for work. You got a work contract in Japan. That's a little bit less like dark than, if you left planet Earth. Let's say that you left the continent. You got a job in Japan or wherever is like the farthest place away that you can imagine. What would they do? What would this person do? They would have to figure it out. And you know what? They can and they will, because they are an adult. And at the end of the day, when you put distance and boundaries in place to protect yourself, you are going to be much better off. And the other person may end up needing that lesson to grow as a person. Maybe this is the next lesson that they need to learn. And maybe also this person who is the energy vampire in your life is trying to teach you something, right? So maybe this is our lesson to establish boundaries more firmly. That is a lesson that perhaps we need to learn. So it's not a bad situation. The only bad thing is if you keep allowing it to happen and keep allowing your energy, your life force to get diverted by this person. that has to stop because, again, you deserve to keep your energy focused on the things that bring you joy, that make your life the most incredible, just overflowing with happiness and love and abundance life that you can live. You deserve it, you're worth it, and I hope that this video helped. I would love to hear from you in the comments. You know, if you're dealing with an energy vampire situation, how is it going? Do you have anything that has helped or made it worse? So share with us. Again, thank you for watching. I'm Gabrielle Gray. I'm very happy to have you here. Be sure to subscribe for future videos. All right, bye for now.